professor, I will test you in the worst way. Don't bring a scantron, pop quizzes all day. Cause of our chemistry, we do biology.
What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Subscriber died trying. You see the thumbnail, man. This is Billy Garland, Tupac's father. So they got a Dear Mama, is it a documentary on Hulu? And after the documentary, his father comes out like, he's disappointed, he's displeased with it because, you know, in this situation, he got the short end of the stick. He got a raw deal. And, Tupac's dead, his mother's dead. I think two of his siblings are alive. The his sister's alive, I'm sorry, with his mother. And then his other siblings on his father's side, of course, with his father. But the man basically says, after Dear Mama comes out, of course, Tupac gets shot. Then his mother introduces him to his father after he rapped about his father being dead, because that's what he thought, because that's what she told him. And come to find out, him and his mom had gotten into it behind being lied to. And now he dies subsequently, like a few years later. And his mother basically writes down that he's dead on Tupac's death certificate. Where he's talking in probate to basically inherit Tupac's money. And unfortunately, but not really unfortunately, we got to talk about how the amount of lying that we allow in our community when it comes to mothers, the amount of manipulation that we allow when it comes to mothers, then it boils down to females also. The amount of because when people like talking about trauma and this, that, and the third, the amount of trauma we allow mothers to create and also get away with on the back end is ridiculously phenomenal. Because in any other sense, now the guy is saying, okay, so he basically got froze out of Tupac's estate. And then his other sister basically gets Tupac's estate after the mother dies. And it's sad to say this, but so you can have a kid, like basically, and this is nothing new. You can be a mother, you have a kid with somebody. A lot of you people are thinking that you're abandoned by your father, but we come from a group where there's a narrative that dads leave the family, but what's happened in the majority of cases is mom moved. Whether she moved across town, whether she moved to a different city, whether she moved to a different region, whether she moved to a different coast in America, but mom moved. And now you have to chase the mother to find the kid, and the mother has a lot of this how can I say this? The mother is deified, like a deity, like she can do no wrong, and she's lying to the kids over and over and over again. And by the time she gets caught, the kids kind of let it slide, and it's this misplaced hatred because, what a lot of these fathers get is a double hatred from their kid, because I don't like you because you weren't there, but I also don't like you because I don't like my mother, but I won't take it out on my mama because I'm scared of her. So we have that issue in the community. And because of that issue, it makes things worse than what they should be. And you see it with this Billy Garland thing. You see it because now we have a bad understanding. Excuse me. That now that he's dead and she's dead, let's just move on like nothing happened. And the damage is quote unquote passed down. You get what I'm saying? So now The sister gets off scot-free because she's living off of her brother's estate, knowing that his father's alive, knowing that her mother lied to get money, knowing it was screwing over the father, knowing if it was her and she was in the same situation, she wouldn't like that. You get what I'm saying? And this is where it becomes an issue in our community, because a lot of the quote unquote legacy and legacy building and legacies that fall apart are coming from, you know, lies. I've talked about like how baby boomers in the past have inherited stuff and just wasted it away, and for some odd reason, when it comes to us as a people, we like to throw all the incompetence on the men, and we like to ignore all the incompetence of the women. And the problem is, just historically, the families have given far more to the women in the black community than they have the men. So who has been incompetent with the inheritance of the black community is predominantly been the women. So when you thinking about generational wealth, the majority of people who blew it were female. And all they gave you was a bad story about what happened, and you come to find out it's a lie. And the worst part about this to me is, when you find out it's a lie, you may be mad, but you're not mad enough to do something about it because your mother did it. You only mad enough to do something about it if it's true that your father did it. And to me, that's cowardly. And until we get past that as a group, we're gonna have a hard time. Because even the guys who made this documentary knew the truth, and to make the woman look good, let me throw the father under the bus. Let me edit it in a way to throw the father under the bus, even though I know the truth. And these same type of guys would be upset if they have a kid and the mother lies on them their whole life. Oh, that's wrong, but you're making documentaries like this, So, the problem is, dear mama can lie, and you don't have a problem with it. But tell me what you think. Like, share, subscribe to Die Trying. Catch y'all on the next one. Peace.
You ever been at the top of the universe? I'm gonna take you there.